TV star. From Philadelphia to Hollywood Boulevard. This ain't no music video. Take my hand, we'll go.
It's pretty hard to steal a scene away from Megan Mullally, who played Karen Walker on Will and Grace, but this guy managed to do just that. For 5 out of the 9 years Will and Grace was on the air, Lesile Jordon played Karen's arch nemesis, Beverly Leslie, with flawless comedic timing. He happened to be smack dab in the heart of Philly while the film festival was going on, and although his appearance at Giovanni's room promoting his new book, My Trip Down the Pink Carpet, really had nothing to do with the film festival per se, someone tipped me off that he was down the road, so I grabbed my camera crew and ambushed him. Take a look.
All right, so I'm here with the fabulous Lesile Jordon. Leslie, thank you so much for talking to me.
You're welcome.
How
We're
are
here
you?
at Giovanni's room in Philadelphia,
Fabulous. All right.
the famous gay bookstore.
Okay, so just for the record for my viewers, can you just tell me what you're doing in Philadelphia this weekend?
Well, what I'm doing is I wrote a book called My Trip Down the Pink Carpet about being an openly gay actor in Hollywood since 1982 when I stepped off the bus
From Tennessee.
from Chattanooga, Tennessee with $1,200 sewn into my underpants, a suitcase, and dreams, all the way through 2006, where I won an Emmy for Will and Grace. And so I wrote this book, and it dropped. That's my new terminology I'm learning in the
I
publishing
love it.
world.
I love it. It's so gangster.
My book dropped June 3rd, and so I hopped on a big tricked-out Loretta Lynn tour bus with 4 helpers, gorgeous boys, and we have been going city to city. I do a show called My Trip Down the Pink Carpet, and I sign books afterwards. Now, by the time we got to Philly, we had run out of steam, so I'm not doing the show. I did 30 cities, but what I did was a book signing here at Giovanni's room. When I decided to write my book, for instance, I was reading an article about the Trevor Project, which I have helped raise money for years. It's a Los Angeles-based organization, but it's a national suicidal hotline for gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, and questioning youth. When they plugged in 10 years ago, they got almost 15,000 calls of kids out in our hinterlands that wanted to kill themselves. Most of them were in the Bible Belt where I grew up. And so I thought, you know what? My story, for what it's worth, is worth something. You know, I could give a voice to those kids. I came out of the Baptist church. I've been baptized 14 times. It never did take, you know.
I do want to talk about the book and about the the sordid lives and all that. But of course I can't talk to you without talking about the experience in Will and Grace. So the brilliant scene stealing, side splitting Beverly Leslie. So
Who was a scene stealer, but I never could steal the scene from Miss Megan Mullally.
That's right.
Right now, the first scene we did, it was like verbal ping pong.
Yeah.
I tossed my line to her. It came back faster, higher, funnier. I thought, okay. Boom, throw my line. And every time that director, when we would get through, would go cut, I would look at her and I would go, you bitch. And she would always do this, look. Like, mess with me.
all right, so let's talk about Sordid Lives. It premieres July 23rd at 10 p.m. on Logo, and you play Brother Boy Ingram, who spends his days locked in a mental institution.
A character who's been in a mental institution for 23 years because he thinks he's Tammy Wynette. And I'm in full drag. I'd never really done drag, and I said, I look like Lillian Hellman. Lillian Hellman was this playwright who wrote Little Foxes. She, bless her heart, she was not a pretty girl. They used to say that Lillian Hellman looked like George Washington with a wig on. And wait to see me, I'm so ugly. But I think I'm beautiful. This wig, but we added Rue McClanahan to the cast. Olivia Newton-John has recorded 5 songs. Wow. We did the big premiere in New York 2 nights ago, and the place went ape shit.
Oh my God.
Ape shit.
Oh my God.
Can you say shit?
So
There's a very unscrupulous, she's got a little bit of a drinking and pill problem. She's a therapist who wants to get on Oprah. So she figures out if I can, she has a dehomosexualization therapy is what she does. So she thinks if she can dehomosexualize me, she can dehomosexualize anybody. And so thus begins this long process. It's just hilarious.
Okay, but I kind of read it wrong. So you're not wanting to become straight.
Oh, Lord God, no.
Okay, so what, besides your character, what is Sordid Lives all about?
Sordid Lives is about this boy who's having trouble coming out. He's in West Hollywood, and he goes to his therapist, which is Margaret Cho, by the way. Oh, my and he's telling her, I'm not sure I'm gay, and, she says, oh, honey, you're a big fag, trust me. She's like real mean to him. But he begins to tell the tale of his very dysfunctional family, which is his grandmother has been having an affair. That's Rue McClanahan, with a Vietnam vet who has 2 wooden legs. He takes off his legs so they can commit adultery in a hotel, and trips over his legs, and it causes this big scandal. And then Caroline Ray plays the Vietnam vet's wife, and she can't sleep with him because when he takes his legs off, it gives her the heebie-jeebies. And then you have Olivia Newton-John, who plays this lesbian ex-con. Olivia, like you've never seen her, and she's brilliant. She did the Texas accent. She sings. She plays the guitar. I mean, this is so far beyond anything that Logo, I think, has had up to this point. We are getting pressed like you would not believe. And the AP, the Associated Press, came out with a review that was through the roof. Oh, my God. They said this is so far beyond what just a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender channel. This is for anybody. Right. This is wonderful. Right. Tune in for this.
Okay. All right, so let's, finally get to the book. Leslie, why now? You're still young. Why an autobiography?
I'm not even on the D list with Kathy Griffin. Who the hell would want to read about me? But like I told you, I started thinking about those kids from the Trevor Project, and I thought I can give a voice. My story is an important story because it's our story. It's a coming out story. I'm 53 years old. I came out, I buried an entire phone directory in the 1980s. I had drug problems. I've done the gamut, of what gay men have gone through, I thought, I want to write about that. And it's not linear. The book does not begin here and go here. It's just stories. Oh, okay. It's just stories. But I have to say, my wonderful editor, Ursula Carey, mounted the stories in such a way that there is this amazing sort of journey of a gay man, from falling out of the womb and landing in his mother's high heels, so I'm really proud of it. And it's my journey into my queerdom, where I can say I'm 53 years old. I am in my prime. I am closer to my authentic self right now than I've ever been, ever. I really do believe, as I say in the word, I think happiness is a habit. I think happiness is a choice, and happiness is something I think you have to work for. And I've learned, in this journey, what makes me happy, and I'm living the life right now I've always dreamed of. Wow.
All right, so the book is called My Trip Down the Pink Carpet. Leslie Jordon, My Trip Down the Pink Carpet. Thank you, my love. Thank you very much. Okay, can you say hi to Philadelphia?
Hi, Philadelphia. Southie boys. Yay!
Oh, my God, so funny. All right, after another short break, the Queen will be in our presence. Patti Smith when we come right back.